I love words, which is kind of ironic coming from a dyslexic person, but I don't care. I'm doing it anyways. So, I like drawing, and I like words. I just think words are cool, and I like researching them and finding their origins, and I can go down rabbit holes about words for hours. But, so, I thought, why not combine these two passions of mine? So, on my story, I asked people which word I should do an illustration based off of, and gave a handful of words. And the two words that tied are Honoric and Kafkaesque, which I have in the corner of my canvas here. And so Honoric is like having like a dreamy quality, which I thought would be really cool. And then Kafkaesque is just like this super like bizarre, nightmarish, illogical thing. So honestly, I was really happy these guys tied, because those were like my two I was most excited about. So I'm gonna do an illustration based off of this, and this is gonna be interesting. So I did a bunch of thumbnailing, as you could see before. I was really struggling with what I wanted to do. I was really like hooked on like this angel thing. I don't know why. I just love it all, and thought it'd be really cool to do a bunch of intricate wings. I don't know why, because on Kafkaesque it also said complex, so I thought that could be interesting. But I just couldn't find any composition I really liked, so I decided to lean more into like the nightmarish, dreamy aspect, which I'm really glad I did, because I was really struggling with that and like really closed-minded to other things. But as soon as I opened it up, I came up with something I was really happy about, and just started designing this like dream demon thing. I'm really happy with this, and here I'm just like sketching out like what I wanted it to look like. I love drawing monster things, so this was really fun. And the biggest aspect I wanted to focus on was its eye, which I thought would be perfect to do like a dream catcher thing. Like it just has like a dark face and then this dream catcher eye, it just sounds so cool. And after getting a few ideas, I started sketching out what I wanted the final illustration to look like, because I wasn't just going to do a character design, I wanted to do a full image, which I've been trying to get better at doing lately, which I'm not the most skilled at, but you know, it's good to challenge yourself. So I started with what I knew, the Dreamcatcher face, and I wanted to have horns and like 4 arms, because that's creepy and nightmarish, and just I was just using those words to describe this thing. And I wanted it to be like hunched over this like kid's bed. It's so cursed. I love it. And thinking it's like some sort of like dream monster. I don't really have like a lot of like lore for it. If you do, please comment. I would love to read if you have any lore about this thing. But I thought it'd be cool for it to be like some sort of like it brings like bad dreams, or was like some sort of sleep paralysis thing. Or it could be a good spirit. But it's probably not. So I wanted it like hunched over this kid's bed with these like strings on its arms coming from his face, like maybe like controlling his dreams or something. I had so much fun. I love drawing just like really weird and kind of horrifying things like this, but I sometimes struggle to find inspiration in anything that like feels like unique and special, that's like not copying somebody. So by just having these words to inspire me, I don't know, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. It was just really fun, like using these words to dictate this thing, and I created something I was really happy about. So I kind of struggled with like how I wanted to do the line art, because my style's been really finicky lately. Like a weird mix of wanting to do like a lot more like rendered stuff with loose line art, but then sometimes liking cleaner line art sometimes. And it's kind of a weird in-between, but later it became less important, which I'm happy about, and I'm still figuring out my style. I hope I'm not alone here. I don't really have a set style too much, and it's just something I've been working on. And honestly, I enjoy just being able to change how my art looks randomly. Like, I know the algorithm hates that, and everybody and like all other artists I see that are like, you need to find a style to get noticed. I hate that, and maybe that's why I don't have very many followers, but this is how I like to draw, and it changes from drawing to drawing, and I don't care. Yeah. Weird. That was a weird rant. Where was I? Creepy monster over this kid's bed. That's right. I had the most fun with this design. I wanted to put it in like those like classic like striped pajamas because I thought that looked cool to go with like the horrifying design. And I gave it these wide horns. I knew I wanted it to have horns just to make the silhouette more interesting. And I initially had these like curled ones, but it just again made the silhouette more like scrunched up and weird, and I couldn't have all the dangly bits I wanted. So I stretched them out, and then I could hang like beads and feathers off of it to go with like the Dreamcatcher look. And then I also put a bunch of strings hanging off, again for the Dreamcatcher thing, because I don't know, it looks really cool. And I'm just going in and cleaning it up a bit here and just making the line art more interesting. I had a ton of fun doing this illustration, and I kind of want to do this again. Again, this was so much fun, just looking at words that are cool, finding ones I liked, and then drawing something based off of it. Like, that was just awesome. And now I'm just blocking colors. I had a rough idea of what I wanted the color palette to be, but I kind of just was winging it. I really wanted to focus on like more like cooler, dark colors. So a lot of like dark blues and purples. But at the same time, I needed have some contrast there, which is important so you don't lose what your illustration is in just the darkness, because my idea is like this is at night with the kid's sleeping, unless this is like some sort of weird nap monster. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting. And my screen recording, my iPad died when I was drawing this, and my screen recorder ended, so I lost all of this progress here. So here's just a time-lapse Procreate save for me. Thank you. You saved my life. It's kind of weird. And as I just blocked in more colors and the initial shadows, I really struggled with the lighting here, because again, it's at night. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just hoping that if I just tried enough things, it'll look good. So I gave like a backlighting, which in the end, I am really happy I did. I think it made it look way more ominous and really cool. Maybe it doesn't really make sense where the lighting is coming from, but I like how it looked. So, yeah. And here I am, I'm just cleaning everything up. I've really been trying to get better at my rendering, and I feel like I've talked about this before in a previous video. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I always really struggled with rendering, because like in my mind, like for some weird reason, I thought like rendering meant it had to be like hyper realistic, and like if it's not like completely photorealistic, you failed, which is not true at all. I don't know where I got that idea, but since I've just kind of like realized that's not a thing and just let myself mess around with different colors and blending, I feel like my art's really improved since I opened up to that, because since I didn't really feel comfortable rendering, I just did like super like flat 2D cartoon stuff, which is great, but it wasn't really the art I loved doing. It kind of bored me, honestly. I really enjoy a more painterly thing, which I never really did before. So yeah, I guess step out of your comfort zone sometimes and try something new, because you might find out you love it. And I was really stuck I didn't know what to do for the background. I didn't really think that far, and I didn't want it to be too distracting from what we have here, because there's kind of already a lot going on with details on the monster. So I just kind of did a blended thing in the background, and then some like weird dark shapy thingies coming in from the sides, which I'm not quite sure how I felt about in the end, but I feel like it filled in that space. I know I know. I'm working to do more backgrounds and full things. I'm getting there, okay? It's hard. But yeah, I was just adding in like the final touch-ups here. This was really fun. I almost forgot to record this. That would have been bad. And this is the part I was most excited about. A lot of times when I'm working, I'm like, this is all looking bad, like the colors aren't going together. So this is maybe like a weird thing. I just put a bunch of colors over it that kind of like follow like where I want the colors to look like, and a lot of like purples and pinks and things, and then put it on a different like overlay mode, and it just makes the image like it suddenly looks like I know what I'm doing. I highly recommend. And you can play with the different blending modes because it just makes, I don't know, they all give a different effect, and I feel like it just really brings the image together in the end. Yeah, here it is. I'm so happy with this. It looks awesome. I want to do this again. I highly recommend doing this. I was scared this whole idea would just be a flop and I was gonna regret my life choices, but I didn't. This was awesome. I want to do it again. And, you know, let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video, because this was just really fun, and I've kind of been struggling to come up with content and, like, be motivated to, like, make videos, but this really inspired me, and this was really fun to make. So, you know, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Do whatever you want. I make videos here, and I draw, and I like making videos, but you know, thanks for sticking to the end. Bye.